Thank you, everybody, for coming to the Aaron Torres Podcast YouTube page. If you could do me a quick favor, see that little subscribe button at the bottom of your screen? Go ahead, click that subscribe button. Really does help our channel grow, our audience grow, and I really do appreciate it more than you know. So click that subscribe button. Appreciate your support. Now, here's the video that you came here for. Tennessee on Saturday landed a commitment from the #1 quarterback in the class of 2026 as Faizon Brandon committed to the Vols. Now, you might be saying, Torres, why do I care about a quarterback that has not even started his junior year of high school? I think that's totally fair. I think it's totally reasonable. And my response to that would be pretty straightforward. It's not that Tennessee has landed the #1 quarterback in the class of 2026. It's that it comes on the heels of signing one of the top quarterbacks in the class of 2023. That is Nico Imamalieva, who, of course, is going to be this year's starter. And, oh, by the way, one of the top quarterbacks in the class of 2025 is committed, George McIntyre. And so you look at Tennessee and you start to project out who are programs, especially in this 12-team college football playoff era, that have a chance to be good and continue to get better. Not named Alabama, not named Georgia, not named Texas. I think Tennessee is at the forefront of this list because it feels like for about the next 7 or 8 years, they're pretty set at quarterback. Now, I know how this works. Not everybody works out. And obviously, when you take 5 stars in back-to-back classes like they will in 25 and 26, if both guys make it to campus, not everybody's going to play. I get that. But what this says to me is a couple things. One, Tennessee is now a destination for quarterbacks and offensive skill players, okay? And what this all goes back to, you know what this actually goes back to me? It goes back to the day that Danny White was hired as AD. You can credit Josh Heupel, you can credit, Hendon Hooker, whatever. But at the end of the day, when Danny White was hired as the AD, he said the days of us playing boring football are over. When you show up to Neyland Stadium, you are going to be excited to watch your team. You're going to have fun, and it's going to be an entertaining product. And so he said that. And when he said that in lieu of hiring Josh Heupel, and I'll be honest, there's a lot of people that are deleting tweets right now. I will not delete mine. I did not like the Josh Heupel hire because Danny White came from UCF, Central Florida, and he brought his coach with him, and it felt like nepotism. Felt like he's just bringing his buddy along for the ride. But Josh Heupel, obviously early in his career, year 2 wins 11 games, so I think Hendon Hooker deserves credit. But I think Josh Heupel deserves credit for putting a product on the field that is attractive to young quarterbacks. At the end of the day, like everyone talks about NIL this and whatever. If you are not a guy, if you want to recruit, let me even backtrack. If you want to recruit 5-star dudes, if you want to recruit all-American first-round NFL type talent at any position, you have to prove an ability to develop that talent and get these guys to the NFL. At the end of the day, everybody's got NIL now. Everybody's got money. And so the money, I think, is starting to become a little bit overrated. Because if it was just about money, this kid could have chose Texas or A&M or whoever you deem to have the most money. But instead what they're seeing is, yeah, I'm going to be able to get paid, but also I'm going to be developed into an NFL quarterback. Hendon Hooker, I believe, is an NFL quarterback. We'll find out. He's Jared Goff's backup in Detroit. By the way, there are reports that Joe Milton, some way, somehow, may end up being the starting quarterback of the New England Patriots. I think that speaks more to the New England Patriots than it does to Joe Milton or Josh Heupel. Doesn't change the fact that there's the possibility that that dude could be a starter this year. And so credit Josh Heupel and credit Tennessee as well. One thing I will say, listen, I've said it a million times, okay? Grew up 90s college football. I say it all the time with Nebraska. When I was a kid, Nebraska was that program, kind of like what Alabama was the last couple of years, okay? But at the same time, you know who was right there? Tennessee was one of those programs that was right there. Win the Natty in 98. 4 years before that, they have Peyton Manning. They're in contention every single year. And so one thing I will say, there's never been a reason that Tennessee had to be bad at football. They just kept making the wrong coaching hires. Think they probably got the right guy in Lane Kiffin. He leaves after a year. It happens. But from there, you then hire Derek Dooley. You hire Butch Jones. You hire Greg Schiano for less than a day. You hire Jeremy Pruitt. None of them work out. But finally, you get the right coach, you get the right administration, and now look at the benefits. And bluntly, I don't think it's slowing down anytime soon. One, I think in this 12-team playoff NIL era, transfer portal era, I think all the resources are going to be spread out more. Everybody in the SEC has money. Everybody's going to be able to take care of players in NIL. So what else are you offering? And Tennessee is offering it. I also think they're taking advantage of kind of a weird time in college football from this perspective. When Tennessee has been at its best, they recruit Tennessee really well, but they recruit North Carolina and South Carolina really well. Well, what has directly coincided with a lot of Tennessee's struggles through the years? Clemson got really good for a long time. South Carolina under Steve Spurrier got good for a minute. Well, now those programs are struggling. Now North Carolina, Mac Brown seems to want to complain more about NIL than he does actually want to coach his football team, complain more about the portal than he wants to coach his football team. So I just bring it up because I think this thing is about to take off with Tennessee. I think they're awesome. I think they're going to continue to be awesome. I'm still not sold. Are they a 12-team playoff team this year with Nico as a redshirt freshman? We'll see. But this thing ain't slowing down anytime soon.